Good evening and welcome to MTV's news update for today, February 1, 2022. I'm Sandy Ramotar. First, our top headlines. Government calls out corrupt deals under the APNU AFC. $743.7 million budgeted to enhance fishing industry. Hemp company eager to start cultivation in Guyana. And in sport, Sports Minister Charles Ramson Jr. says infrastructure essential for sport development. Now for the news in details. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa on Tuesday dismissed comments that the government is only providing cash payments to a select part of the population. He was at the time responding to Shadow Minister of Agriculture Kemraj Ramjatan during the ongoing debates on the 2022 national budget. More in this report. Opposition Member of Parliament and Shadow Minister of Agriculture Kemraj Ramjatan accused the government of providing cash transfers to its supporters in the various regions. He was at the time presenting his argument on the 2022 national budget and referring to the severance pay provided to sugar workers along with the cash grant to farmers.
Well, that is what will build resentment in this country, because you have a certain base that comes from sugar, a base support, and that base support you feel must only have the cash transfers and the cash payments.
The government in 2021 provided 250,000 severance payments to laid-off sugar workers and cash grants to farmers affected by flooding in the various agriculture regions. Ramjatan called for transparency in the distribution of the monies. However, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa rubbished the claims made by the opposition member, noting that there was no discrimination in the disbursement of the funds. According to the minister, over 570 villages received flood relief from the government.
The PPP has friends in all corners of this country, if you call them our friends. We love to have friends. I have here in my hands testimony. The first one I have here is from your people. The chairman from the International Decade for People on African Descent, Mr. Vincent Alexander, is chairman of this body. You know what he said? He wrote to the Director General. He says, please accept our appreciation for following through on the commitment of the Ministry of Agriculture to provide flood relief to our members.
Letters were also presented from the Victoria Community, the Oriella Farmers Organization, and the Ithaca Cooperative Society, among others. Speaking about plans for 2022, the minister said $13 billion is budgeted to expand and strengthen drainage and irrigation systems, $1 billion to enhance flood protection, and $6 billion allocated for Gai Suku. He also spoke about plans to enhance other subsectors, including the rice industry, with the use of drones to commence spraying of rice at the Rice Research Station. The government has budgeted $743.7 million to boost the local fishing sector in the 2022 national budget. This is inclusive of $200 million to introduce and develop marine cage fishing, which will enhance the production of prawns and tilapia, which Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa on Tuesday said is a new technology to Guyana.
We will be putting mechanism to improve the fishing sector. We will be improving the aquaculture sector, and at the same time to enhance also fishing in the marine sector, where we will introduce marine cages to the fishing sector for the first time in the history in this part of the world.
The minister was at the time addressing the National Assembly during the ongoing budget debates. According to the 2022 budget, fishing is estimated to have grown by 11% in 2021. Notable increases were observed in production across all fish products, with the most significant growth observed for industrial feed fish. Underlining the sector's overall performance was a 13.5% decline in the production of shrimp. In this regard, government facilitated the creation of an aquaculture committee providing for the rehabilitation of 23 shrimp farms in Region 6. You're watching MTV's News Update. More news on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
You can be a millionaire by only spending $100 on a Daily Million ticket. Simply pick any 5 numbers from 1 to 26, or you can buy a quick pick for your chance to win the Daily Millions. Purchase your tickets daily, Monday through Saturday, to get a chance to win $1 million every day. So, feeling lucky? Then buy a Daily Millions ticket today. Remember, a ticket today could make you rich today.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanups, or construction sites. It's simple. Step 1, just pick up the phone and give us a call. Step 2, we deliver the skip bin size of your choice. Step 3, load the skip with all of your junk. And finally, step 4, we take it all away. It's that simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there's no job that's too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.
Are you running around looking for construction materials? Well, run down to Lens for affordable, high-quality building supplies. We have the widest range of grade A floor and wall tiles in any shape, size, and designs. And all types of ceramics, porcelain glazed, and full-body porcelain. We stock the largest collection of large format tiles. Check out our porcelain slabs as big as 10 feet by 4.5 feet. Add a bit of elegance with our large range of decorative molding. Our line of PPG paints will give you vibrant colors that won't fade. With our wall and ceiling gypsum system, it's light, durable, and fast. So come down to Lens at 136 Sheriff Street, which is next to Buddy's and Pizza Hut, for that 31 years of Lens quality.
This is MTV's News Update. Welcome back. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onesh Waldron, says while the opposition continues to accuse the PBBC administration of corruption and disregard for the vulnerable groups in society, the evidence against them from their time in office says otherwise. Here is Luan Williams.
Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onesh Waldron, says the government's budget measures from the past and present have a record of integrity compared to the opposition's short term in office. During her presentation on Budget 2022, Minister Waldron cited several instances of corruption from unnamed members of the previous APNU-AFC cabinet. She reminded the National Assembly of the investigation done by the Public Procurement Commission, where a former minister under the previous government was accused of sole sourcing a contract.
It is clear from the report of the Commission, Mr. Speaker, that our honorable colleague member handpicked, on the other side, handpicked what was described in the report as an unsolicited proposal and took it to Cabinet. Once again, Mr. Speaker, bypassing the National Tender Board.
This, among other corrupted transactions, were revealed to the National Assembly by the Tourism Minister. She noted that the monies that were lost to corruption should have been used by the previous government to improve the lives of the vulnerable.
Dollar lost to corruption could have been used to provide uniforms for school children or to fund school feeding programs. It could have been applied to increase pensions for our elderly and senior citizens. That dollar dissipated in corruption could have procured life-saving drugs that would otherwise be unaffordable to many people.
In ending her contribution to the budget, the minister said Budget 2022 will be truly transformative. Luan Williams, from MTV's News Update.
Representatives of the Ghana Hemp Industries Corporation Limited say they are eager to commence cultivation of hemp in Ghana, as it will create many opportunities for Guyanese. More in this report.
Chairman of the Ghana Hemp Industries Company Incorporated, Verman Bedesi, during an exclusive interview with News Update, reminded of the various opportunities that exist in the hemp industries. However, the government has to pass legislation that will see the removal of restrictions on hemp cultivation. According to the chairman of the company, the bill should remove restrictions on the cultivation of hemp. The Hemp Corporation had a discussion with Vice President Bharat Jagdeo and Attorney General Anil Nandlal on Monday, where this was related to them.
And we met for 45 minutes and we talked about hemp and other projects, and hemp is going to come around by March after voting in Parliament.
In the meantime, investors have already indicated their interest in setting up operations for the manufacturing of hemp products.
And they're very interested in investing into Guyana, into a paper mill where Guyana can now have, paper products. It could be paper towel, napkins, cups, plates, boxes, any type of paper product that can be produced from the hemp plant.
Bedesi noted that thousands of jobs will be created when cultivation commences, as there are many industries that can be derived from this initiative. Luan Williams for MTV's News Update.
The University of Guyana's top performers for this year's graduating class have been awarded the President's Medal. President Dr. Irfan made the presentation to the men while charging them to remain humble.
Tavinder Kisun and Tomeshwar Mohabir, who are the two top graduates of the University of Guyana, Tarkan and Tame campuses, have been recognized by President Dr. Irfan Ali for their outstanding performance. These young men finished their undergraduate journeys with 4.0 GPAs and were awarded with the President's Medal at a simple ceremony held at the office of the President at Shiv Chandrapal Drive. Kisun and Mohabir were deemed as the best graduated students for the academic year 2020-2021. Kisun completed a Bachelor of Science degree, civil with environmental engineering, while Mohabir finished as the best graduated students from TAIN after completing his Bachelor's of Education degree, Mathematics concentration program.
Your achievement as valedictorians attests to your commitment to academic excellence. It is my hope that you will continue to exhibit the same discipline, hard work, and dedication, which allow you to be deemed the very best graduating students of the University of Guyana.
However, the head of state has also urged them to remain humble.
You, now being part of this sometimes elite group, would have to have the humility to understand that eliteness does not separate you from the rest of society or the rest of the population.
The co-valedictorians received the President's Medal in the presence of their family members. Rihanna Griffith for MTV's News Updates.
More news coming up after the break.
Bison Windows and Doors is having a big New Year sale. Hurry now and save on aluminum sash windows with insect repellent, going only for $14,900, VAT inclusive. Available in black or white frames, tinted or reflective glass. Also at Bison's, buy 10 windows and get 1 bathroom window absolutely free. Offer available while stocks last. So hurry to Bison Windows and Doors, lot 1228, Eccles Industrial Site, and save.
Hello, 31. Yes, 3-1. Almost off the calendar. For more than 3 decades, GTT has reliably connected this nation with innovative technology, products, and services. So we gotta celebrate in a major way. 31 prizes, 31 lucky winners. When you enter our promotion from January 20th to February 7th, simply top up $1,000 or more with MMG. Purchase a handset or SIM. Pay your GTT bill or activate any data bundle or plan for a chance to win a trip for 4 to the Rupununi, free Amazon gift vouchers, free grocery vouchers, free food vouchers, dinner vouchers, top-up vouchers, MMG credit, and free family gym memberships. Hello, 31. Together we connect. Together we celebrate with GTT and win.
Fibertech materials are used in a multitude of ways, from repairing and fabrication of auto body, fishing, and household items. We have available various fiberglass mattings, resin, mold releases, brushes, and rollers for all of your repair needs. We offer technical advice and free training to ensure you get the job done. For further information, call us at 220-6907 or 220-9192.
You're tuned to MTV's News Update. The Ministry of Labour has met with representatives of New Risk Guyana after complaints about mistreatment aboard an FPSO was published in sections of the media. A statement from the Labour Ministry says the meeting was called to provide clarity on the matter and to correct any labour law infractions. More in this report.
New Risk Guyana is a recruiting company and subcontractor of ExxonMobil. Representing the Ministry of Labour at the meeting on Monday was Chief Labour Officer Danishwar Narain, while General Manager of New Risk Guyana, Anton Moliron, along with other senior managers, were there for the recruitment campaign. According to the statement from the Labor Ministry, workers had alleged that they were fed leftovers and were not being allowed to eat with expired rice. For this allegation, it was explained that according to company's protocol, clients would eat first, followed by service staff. The general manager also noted that off-duty service staff were allowed to eat among the clients. News Update understands that the CLO further questioned the oil company about overtime and how it was calculated. This line of questioning revealed that in some cases the rates were not in accordance with the Factories, Hours and Holidays Act. The subcontractor has since promised to rectify this issue. Regarding bonuses, News Guyana admitted that bonuses are paid to certain categories of workers, whether they are expatriates or locals. However, this benefit does not include laundry staff. The chief labor officer has since asked the company to submit its wage and leave records so that the ministry can verify whether the labor laws are being adhered to. The oil company subcontractor has since accepted its infraction and has indicated its willingness to correct them, adding that the aim is to be compliant with the laws of Guyana. Rihanna Griffith for MTV's News Update.
As coronavirus cases continue to surge, some 135 persons across the country have been hospitalized with the deadly disease.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony during Tuesday's COVID-19 update again called on Guyanese to get vaccinated against the deadly coronavirus. He says there are currently 11,084 active cases across the country.
So over the last 24 hours, we've had about 220 cases of COVID-19 being detected in Guyana. We currently have about 11,084 cases that are active, and these are distributed across the country. In terms of hospitalizations, we have 135 people in hospital, with 13 of them in the ICU. We have 91 persons at Ocean View, and of the 91, 13 are in the ICU.
The Health Ministry is closely monitoring the patients. Some 60,109 persons have contracted the coronavirus since its outbreak in March 2020. 49,294 of these cases have recovered. There are currently 9,447 persons in home isolation, while 184 are in institutional isolation. The current death toll stands at 1,168. So far, 314,332 or 61.2% of adults are fully vaccinated. Rihanna Griffith for MTV's News Update.
Chinese nationals, locally and abroad, today ushered in the Year of the Tiger, also known as Lunar New Year.
The Spring Festival or Lunar New Year is the festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year on the traditional lunisolar and solar Chinese calendar. Chinese nationals in Guyana and around the world will be celebrating this festival, which is known to be the grandest festival in China. For this year, Chinese New Year festival falls on February 1st, 2022 and will last until February 16th. The Chinese Embassy of Guyana has sent its greetings to all the Chinese nationals who are living in Guyana.
值此虎年春节来临之际，中国驻圭亚那使馆全体人员向所有在徽同胞拜年，衷心祝福大家在新的一年里
龙腾虎啸，生龙活虎，如虎添翼，虎虎生威。祝愿我们伟大祖国繁荣昌盛，国泰民安，拜年啦！
This is the year of the tiger, and according to the Chinese zodiac, this signifies courage, ambition, and confidence. China during this period is dominated by iconic red lanterns, loud fireworks, massive banquets, and parades. People clean their houses, decorate their doors, using red posters with poetic verses, red lanterns, to welcome the Spring Festival. Fireworks and crackers are done in order to bring good luck. Persons also engage themselves in activities like beating drums and striking gongs, as well as dragon and lion dances. Luan Williams for MTV's News Update.
We now join Shumar Alin for tonight's Court Roundup.
Four sisters who are Venezuelan nationals were today remanded to prison for the attempted murder of a 16-year-old girl. 22-year-old Evelyn Alfonso, 20-year-old Roxana Alfonso, along with their two younger siblings, aged 14 and 16, were arraigned before City Magistrate Clive Nurse at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. They were not required to plead to the charge, which alleged that on January 28, 2022, at Cummins Street, Georgetown, they attempted to murder the victim. Evelyn and Roxana were remanded to prison, while the teens' siblings were remanded to the Sophia Juvenile Holding Center. They are scheduled to make another court appearance on February 11, 2022. The court heard that on the day in question, the victim was at Cummins Street in the company of her aunt when she was confronted by the four accused. The 14 and 16-year-olds were armed with knives, while the others had bricks and used it to attack the victim and her aunt. A scuffle ensued, during which the victim was stabbed to the neck by the two teens. The victim was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where she was admitted as a patient. Four men were slapped with a joint charge of armed robbery after being hauled before Magistrate Faith Magusti. Imran Mohammed, Wesley Richards, Ryan Wilson, and Roberto Lewis appeared at the Veedon Hoop Magistrates Court and pleaded not guilty to the charge. The court heard that on January 27th at Malgritut, West Bank Demerara, while being armed, robbed Altaz Mohammed of $500,000 in cash. The magistrate, after listening to the facts of the matter, remanded the quartet to prison until February 21st, 2022. The Court of Appeal on Tuesday upheld the convictions of three men for the June 30th, 2011 murder of 72-year-old Clementine Fitco Paris, who was gunned down at her Robb Street, Georgetown residence, but reduced their sentence from 81 to 50 years. Roy Jacobs, Erwin Hines, Kevin October, and Cleon Hines were found guilty of the crime in 2015 following a trial before Justice Navinder Singh in the High Court. They were each sentenced to 81 years in prison with eligibility for parole set after serving 45 years. Following their trial, the trio moved to the Court of Appeal to have their conviction and sentence quashed, and in doing so contended that the trial judge committed several errors in law during the trial proceedings. They also contended that the 81-year prison term was manifestly excessive. However, October died last year after contracting COVID-19 in prison. Notwithstanding, the trio went ahead with their appeal. The appeal was heard by Chancellor Acting Yonet Cummins Edwards and Justices of Appeal Don Gregory and Rishi Prasad. In delivering the court's ruling today, Justice Cummins Edwards described the woman's killing as gruesome, noting that the men who were hired for pay invaded the privacy of the woman's home. The court rejected the convict's grounds of appeal as it relates to the errors made by the judge during the trial. The court, however, agreed with the men that the sentence imposed by the trial judge was excessive and not in keeping with established sentencing guidelines. As such, the appeal court set aside the 81-year sentence imposed by Justice Singh and imposed a sentence of 50 years on each of the convicts. Reports are that two men, one of whom was armed with a gun, went to the woman's home and requested to speak with her. When the elderly woman emerged from her bedroom, she was shot several times about the body. Her killers then escaped in a waiting motor car. Fitco Paris was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. It is believed that the woman was killed over a property dispute. According to reports during interrogation by detectives, one of the convicted killers admitted that he and his accomplices were paid almost $2 million to execute the elderly woman. Reporting for MTV's Court Roundup, I am Shamar Allen.
We now take a look at tips for healthy living, brought to you with the kind compliments of Natura's high and low milk powder, distributed by Dabby's Variety.
What does Natura High and Low Milk Powder have? It is fortified with the extra goodness of vitamins A, C, D, E, and K. It is high in calcium, protein, and enriched with folic acid, all of which help to strengthen your immune system. What it doesn't have is fat and cholesterol. Natura High and Low. Healthy can taste good. Available at all leading supermarkets and groceries nationwide. Natura High and Low Milk Powder is not for infants 1 year and under.
Top 10 medical causes of death in Guyana. Number 10. Cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a condition in which your liver is scarred and permanently damaged. Scar tissue replaces healthy liver tissue and prevents your liver from working normally. As cirrhosis gets worse, your liver begins to fail. What causes cirrhosis? Drinking too much alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption is a risk factor for cirrhosis. Being overweight. Being obese increases your risk of conditions that may lead to cirrhosis, such as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. Having viral hepatitis. Not everyone with chronic hepatitis will develop cirrhosis, but it's one of the world's leading causes of liver disease. What are the symptoms of cirrhosis? Cirrhosis often has no signs or symptoms until liver damage is extensive. When signs and symptoms do occur, they may include fatigue, easy bleeding or bruising, loss of appetite, nausea, swelling in your legs, feet, or ankles, weight loss, itchy skin, yellow discoloration in the skin or eyes, also known as jaundice, confusion, drowsiness, and slurred speech. Doctors don't have specific treatments that can cure cirrhosis. However, they can treat many of the diseases that cause cirrhosis. Treating the underlying causes of cirrhosis may keep your cirrhosis from getting worse and may help prevent liver failure. If you have cirrhosis, you should eat a healthy, well-balanced diet. Talk with your doctor, a dietitian, or nutritionist about healthy eating. Avoid foods and drinks that can cause damage to your liver, such as shellfish and alcohol. In other words, please cut back on the rum. Thank you.
What does Natura High and Low Milk Powder have? It is fortified with the extra goodness of vitamins A, C, D, E, and K. It is high in calcium, protein, and enriched with folic acid, all of which help to strengthen your immune system. What it doesn't have is fat and cholesterol. Natura High and Low. Healthy can taste good. Available at all leading supermarkets and groceries nationwide. Natura High and Low Milk Powder is not for infants 1 year and under.
The ISG and MTV's Sport Update comes up after the break with Jessica Calendar. Stay tuned.
Modern Optical Service has made it even better by introducing its budgeted spectacle line, starting as low as $10,000 for single vision lens and $12,000 for bifocal lens, available in tinted or clear, complete spectacles at affordable prices. So hurry down to our main office at 316 Middle Street or Lot 14 Diamond Public Road opposite Demerara Bank. Enjoy over 60 years of eye care experience at affordable prices. Modern Optical Service, your eye care professionals.
Are you building or renovating your home? Then come to Beeson for a wide range of aluminum and UPVC windows and doors. Get from single hung sash, awning, casement, sliding windows, plus sliding and swinging doors. All our products can be customized and fitted with insect screens and are sealed tight to withstand harsh weather conditions. At Beeson's, we also carry commercial, glass and French doors, showcases, aluminum louvers, curtain walls, aluminum rails, plus sliding and frameless shower doors. So look no further. Visit our showroom today at Lot 1228 Eccles Industrial Site or call 622-4197 or 623-4197. Beeson Windows and Doors, built with pride in Guyana by Guyanese.
Win big with Ultra Lubricants. Win a Toto backpack every week. To enter, purchase any Ultra Lubricants. Send us a picture of your receipt via WhatsApp to 604-5810. Winners will be randomly chosen weekly. Promotion ends February 28, 2022. ISG, the best opportunity to make the right choice.
Opposition MP German Figuera during tonight's budget debate argued that resources for ground enhancement could be better allocated towards developing athletes. However, Sport Minister Charles Ramson says infrastructural development is essential to sport development.
Shadow Minister of Sport Germain Figuera has criticized the focus placed on ground enhancement, arguing that more emphasis be placed on enhancing the skills of players.
Mr. Speaker, this industry needs qualified people to provide the best training and the technical guidance that is required for our athletes to have the best chances of succeeding, Mr. Speaker. We see monies for ground enhancement, but we see no enhanced players.
However, Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport Charles Ramson Jr. has defended the proposed $250 million budgeted for community ground enhancement by underscoring the benefit it had to the communities. He also highlighted the proposed budget allocations for the building of a sports stadium, which had been announced by President Dr. Irfan Ali.
I have never, after going around the country, I have never seen all of our community grounds and community centers so neglected. They were in such a poor state despite claiming that they've spent all that money. And that is why the Community Ground Center Ground Enhancement Program is so popular, because it is making such a big difference to the people of the country. We, out of our last budget, Mr. Speaker, we have already lighted 9 community grounds across this country with solid concrete poles and LED lights and running underground wiring.
Last year, 25 community grounds across regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10 were upgraded. Preparatory works have also begun for the construction of multi-purpose sport facilities at regions 2, 6, and 10. Aside from this, the sum of $45.8 million is also allocated for maintenance works to sports facilities, including Mackenzie Sports Club, Kwakwani Recreational Center, National Aquatic Center, and Colgrain Pool.
Program Coordinator at the Ghana Council of Organizations of Persons with Disabilities highlights that persons with disabilities have less access to sports based on the classification of their disability.
Ganesh Singh, Program Coordinator at the Guyana Council of Organizations for Persons with Disabilities, notes that persons have greater challenges to accessing sport depending on what classification of disability they have.
There is a barrier. And that barrier is because sports is not something that is introduced very early in the lives of people who have congenital disabilities. Those that are born with disabilities, they're not exposed to sports. But persons without disabilities, from the time you're 5, 6, your parents might give you a bat, or you start playing cricket in the community or some football. You get involved in sports very young, whether it's karate or even any other sport. You're exposed very young. But for children with disabilities, it's not so.
He also notes that most local sports are not equipped to facilitate persons with mobility issues. There are also no local sports specific to persons with disabilities aside from blind cricket, which has not been active since the onset of the pandemic. Singh says there are currently plans to develop goalball in Guyana. This is a Paralympic sport for athletes with vision impairments. According to Paralympics Australia, the objective of the game is to roll the ball into the opponent's goal while opposing players try to block the ball with their bodies. Bells inside the ball help orientate the players by indicating the direction of the oncoming ball. Singh also praised Archery Guyana for efforts they have made in the past to get visually impaired persons involved in the sport, noting that this is an example of how other sports can make efforts to include persons with disabilities.
So when they grow up to be teenagers and young adults, they have little or no interest in sports. And even if they do, there's not much for them to get involved with. But people who would have acquired disabilities, they would have had that opportunity to be exposed in sports and probably played sports before they would have gotten those disabilities. Hence, they tend to do better and tends to keep up their involvement.
Notably, many of Guyana's top athletes with disabilities that regularly compete in either local or international events are persons with acquired disabilities. This includes Walter Grant Stewart, Guyana's first and only athlete to ever compete in the Paralympic Games.
I acquired blindness at 17. I isolated myself because of being ashamed and all of that for 5 years. But because of my passion for cricket, and because I played cricket at a youth level before I got blind, when I heard of blind cricket in 2006, I was excited, and that was one of the pivotal moments in my life. Because of blind cricket, I got involved and reintegrated into society.
This further underscores the importance of persons with disabilities being able to access sport, not only for rehabilitative purposes, but also as a tool for empowerment and social cohesion. This can be accomplished by making sport more accessible, whether in competitive or recreational capacities.
Stephen Curry scored 40 points as the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets 122-108 to win their 6th game in a row.
Steph Curry put on a record performance for the Golden State Warriors in the National Basketball Association League, where they recently challenged the Houston Rockets. The Warriors defeated the Houston Rockets 122-108 at Tokyo Center on Monday night. BBC Sport reports Curry has scored 40 points or more in 6 NBA games this season. The former most valuable player hit 21 points in the final quarter alone, also recording 9 assists and 5 rebounds overall, while hitting 7 3-pointers, his most made threes since December 23rd. Curry has now scored 20 points or more in a quarter 37 times in his career. After having 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting and 5 assists at halftime, a good performance from Stephen Curry was expected. However, Curry's performance in the second half was exceptional. The guard scored 30 points in the second half. It was the 47th game in Curry's career that he scored at least 40 points with 7 threes, the most in NBA history. James Harden ranks second with 31 such games. Christian Wood hit 24 points for the Rockets, who lost their 4th consecutive game.
Tom Brady, one of the greatest players in the history of the NFL, has confirmed his retirement, as reported by BBC Sport. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback 44 won 7 Super Bowls in an astonishing career spanning 22 seasons. Brady won 6 titles with the New England Patriots before his final triumph with the Buccaneers last year. The 5-time Super Bowl most valuable player is retiring after deciding he could no longer make the competitive commitment to continue. His final game in the NFL was a 30-27 loss to the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs, when his Heroics narrowly failed to pull off the sensational comeback from 27-3 down. Brady, a 3-time NFL season MVP, had a year remaining on his contract. Kimberly Percival, who captured top prize at the Arnold Classics Euro, has been honored as an international representative for her country.
Sportswoman Kimberly Percival was conferred the title of Ambassador at Large in her home country, Antigua and Barbuda, for her outstanding international performance in bodybuilding. According to Loop Caribbean News, she received her instruments of appointment at the Government House in a brief ceremony. Ambassador Percival made history when she captured the top prize at a prestigious international event, the Arnold Classics Europe in Seville, Spain. By doing this, she became the first athlete from Antigua and Barbuda to claim such an international reputation. This performance was also commended by the Twin Islands Minister of Sport, Darrell Matthew. The Minister of Tourism, Charles Fernandez, also praised her as an asset to the global promotion program of the island. Ambassador Percival is recognized in global circles of fitness and health globally, and is also extremely articulate to global audiences.
That brings us to the end of Sport Update, which was brought to you with the kind compliments of ISG. More after the break.
Win big with Ultra Lubricants. Win a Toto backpack every week. To enter, purchase any Ultra Lubricants. Send us a picture of your receipt via WhatsApp to 604-5810. Winners will be randomly chosen weekly. Promotion ends February 28, 2022. ISG, the best opportunity to make the right choice.
And that brings down the curtain on tonight's newscast. But before we go, here's a reminder of our top stories. Government calls out corrupt deals under the APNU AFC. $743.7 million budgeted to enhance fishing industry. Hemp company eager to start cultivation in Guyana. And in sport, Sports Minister Charles Robinson Jr. says infrastructure essential for sport development. Catch our rebroadcast tomorrow at 6:30. Don't forget to like our Facebook page where the news can be viewed live at 19:30. On behalf of our news and technical teams, Sandy Ramutar saying, stay safe and goodbye for now.